Hello, Internet. Got another Outkast Sabers show off to you today. This one is a little bit different. It's got a different board that I'm used to. It has a Golden Harvest board. I've never worked with one of those before, but it is not the one that's on the market right now. It's a little bit older one. I had ordered it. Oh man, has to be about a year ago, I guess now. Um, and it's been sitting in my box waiting for the perfect saber for it to go into. One that I wanted to do. Given it's the Golden Harvest, I wanted to do a Graflex style, but I ended up not doing that, and I had this one that I made, and I was like, well, I don't have a prism board laying around, but I do have this Golden Harvest board, so I chucked it in there. Uh, this one is a little bit different. Well, not really. I say it's different. All my sabers end up being weathered sabers currently. I don't know what's going on with me. Anyway, um, this one is made of these little claws that I've actually kind of scratched from a old pipe junction. That these claws would, it's kind of like a Chinese finger trap for pipe. Stick it inside, and these claws have little grips inside that when you try to pull the pipe out, it locks in place. Anyway, I had that I found that my dad found at a salvage yard, and he tore it apart to figure out how it worked, and then he was just going to throw it all away. Well, I kind of, no, 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 give that here. So I decided that I could use these for something. Originally, I thought I'd use them for a grip section, but they're a little too tall for that, in my opinion. So I made a saber just for these claws. And that's about how this thing came to be. Uh, we've got a brass blade plug sitting in there. It's a Okay, come into focus. Come on, camera. Come on. Right here. Focus right there. There we go. It's got a brass and aluminum blade plug. Now, if we can get the focus back onto the saber here. There we go. Haha, I figured it out. Okay, we're back again. This camera is not what I'm used to. So, then we've got our control box sitting here with two brass tactile switches. We've got recharge port underneath. We've got an aged leather wrap, a CoverTech 2.0 knob that has been weathered as well. And then our pommel down here that is weathered to match the rest of the saber. If you look up here at our claws, you've got all kinds of scratches and paint chips and all just general wear and tear on it. Like I said, it is running the Golden Harvest version 2.5, I think it is, or version 2, something like that. I'll pop it up on the screen. Right here. Right here. Internally, we're running a RGBW LED Quad-Cree, so you have your red, green, blue with the white for the flash on clash. That blends all of them together with the white. I'm not too used to this board, so there's a lot that I'm very unfamiliar with. Then, like I said, we've got the dual tactile 18650 battery, 20 millimeter speaker. So, my general setup for a saber. For sound banks, we're running Graflex TFA-HD by Shameem, Tor Crucible by Nightstorm, Tor Ignatius by Nightstorm, Ascension by K-Sith, Tor Darkness Returns by Nightstorm, Tor Maligned by Nightstorm, Tor Treachery by Nightstorm, and Pitch Black by Lord Blago. I think you can sense a theme here. It's kind of going for like an Old Republic style saber, which is my usual kind of style for sabers. It's what I kind of lean towards. So I threw a bunch of the Old Republic fonts on there, amongst some others that I like. All these will be in the description so that way you can check them out, except for the Shameem one, for reasons, obviously. Other than that, let's go ahead and get on with the show here. Go ahead and pull the kill key, and it will play the boot sound. I haven't changed any of the boots. They're all as they come on the fonts. So.
I need a weapon! You have one!
There's TFA HD, so you hit the bottom button is your activation, top is your auxiliary effects. So let's go ahead and try not to break my wrist shown to the camera here. So start color, it's a blue. There's your hum with all your swings. And there's kind of a pinky flash on clash. So instead of trying to do all this with because this blade plug, it's very limiting as far as how much light you get to show colors. So we're just going to go ahead and turn it off again and pop in the blade plug. On the back here is your two set screws for blade retention, and this one is for LED retention. Don't touch this one unless you're changing out things. These two are the ones you want to touch. Right now I only have the top one tightened for the blade plug, but if I was going to be swinging this thing around, I would probably tighten both. Dueling with this, you can if you want to. I just wouldn't because of these. I'd be afraid that these would get hit too much, dinged up, and not so much that they couldn't take it themselves. The screws themselves might be overstressed and break. This is what holds the claws here, I guess, to the Saber. If you wanted to, you could take this same Allen wrench here, and these, it is the same size, and you can undo them, pull them off. So on the side, just make sure you put them back on in the same order you took them off if you wanted to duel with this. There is an order. They do line up with specific points, so that's the way that goes. So we got that off. Let's go ahead and put in our little shorty blade here. Come on now. Oh yeah. This bottom one might be inset a little bit. There it goes. Blade socket depth, about yay far. So it has a fairly deep socket. I'd say about 1.25 inches or so. Let's go ahead and tighten the top one up. We're not going to worry about the bottom one because it's just sitting right here. So you hit the bottom for activation. There's a very pretty blue. Top is your auxiliary effects, like blaster block and lock up. Press once for blaster block and hold down for lock up. And then for blade color change, I believe it's double tap on the ignition switch. I am correct. It'll make a little tone to let you know you're changing colors. So there's green, kind of a yellow, orange, darker orange, like a blood orange, red, pink, maybe a lavender, I guess, a light purple, and then blue, and then light blue, and we're back to this color cycle again. So turn off, hold, and it turns off. To change fonts, you just tap this top one, and that moves on to the next font. So there's Crucible. Has your blaster block and your lockup, same as usual. There is force functions on here, but I have no idea how to activate them. Nope, it's not that. Nope, still don't know. Okay, if I know what it is, or if I read the manual and figure it out, I'll put it again right back up here. So let's go ahead and turn this off, and we'll swap fonts again. There's Ignatius. Let's go ahead and turn off the lights. Okay. Still fairly dark in here, but now not too bad. So let's go ahead and power it on. Now you can really see the color, and that's how it looks between the claws. And I think that's probably the crowning jewel of this whole thing. Maybe that's a name for this, crown. I don't know yet. But there's your very pinky flash on clash, or for blaster block, and it's more of a whiter pink for your lockup and your clash. Move on to the next one.
Ascension.
There's Ascension. A really nice one from K-Sith that I really like. And there's kind of a lime green blade color with a very heavy flicker. Come on. There's the lockup. I knew it was there somewhere. it off. Next one. There's Darkness Returns, which is odd with the blue colors. Let's go ahead and swap that. Yep, I keep pressing the wrong switch. Let's go ahead and go with the red since we're full on dark side now. Okay. Hang on just a second. Okay, next. Here's Malign. Again, it defaults back to blue. As soon as when you change back to the fonts, it should run back to the color you had it on previously. But for the moment, since they're all default colors, they're mostly blue. So I have seemed to have activated the force effect, and I don't know how. No, I'm just playing with it now. Okay. Let's go ahead and go with kind of an orangey color. That looks neat. Still don't know how I activate the force effect, but oh well. Another day. Turn it off. Hit the button. There's Treachery. You know, let's go with a purple. That's kind of cool for that color. Okay, there it is. Come on. Alright, next one. There's Pitch Black. This one's probably one of my favorites, I have to admit. Of course, Lord Blaco fonts I have mentioned are probably my favorite fonts, and this one is no exception. Has that very deep start and a red blade, of course. With a very angry, hissy lockup. There you go. This one has a hard time activating clashes, though. Might be just because I'm not actually whacking it, I'm just trying to palm it. Alright, let's go ahead and power off. That's how you power it off, and then we'll go back.
Graflex, TFA HD.
So, if you'll notice, boot sounds are different. They play when you pull the kill key, but what plays when you change fonts is the font dot wave that's in the files of the soundboard. So each time you change a font, there's Crucible. If we put in the kill key and then pull it out again, it plays a different sound than what it played just a minute ago. There's Outkast.
Ascension.
There's Ascension. Let's put in the kill key and pull it out. Different sound. So it's not. You can change the sound banks to be, or the boots and the font sounds to be different. So that's kind of neat on this board. I think it's the same way on the Crystal Focus, but I've never played with one of those, so I'm not too sure. Give me just a moment. I'll turn the lights back on. Unfortunately, with my new filming area, I have to walk across the room to turn the lights on again. So let's go ahead and pull the little show blade here. It's this top one. There it is. Pull it out. We'll go ahead and reinsert our blade plug. And tighten that back down. Okie dokie. Everything's spick and span the way it should be. And there's back on our stand. I don't know if I showed the stand. I kind of like this stand. This is regular pine that has been stained with an epoxy overlay that I did. I think it's kind of cool looking, truth be told. Don't mean to pat myself on the back too hard, but I think it's kind of neat looking. Anyway, that's it for. I think I'm going to call this crowned or uncrowned. I'm not sure because this kind of when it has the blade on it reminds me of like the spokes on the crown. It's kind of cool. Anyway, I think that's about all I have for today. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them down below. And I will talk to y'all later.